we got this Razor scooter and it won't charge. If you look, I'll show you on here. Turn off power switch after each ride. The battery may be unable to charge if left on. Now that's because if you leave the battery on and it runs it down so low, when you plug it into the charger, your charger can't recognize that it's plugged in, basically. So it doesn't even recognize that it's plugged into a battery, and then it won't charge. It's not that your battery's junk, it's not that the scooter's junk, it just doesn't even recognize it's even plugged in. So what you gotta do is jump start your battery to get it to recognize it to start charging. So I already took the screws out and I already did one battery before I thought to make a video. But you'll take all these screws out, set that off to the side. Now what you got are just two lead acid batteries. It's not a lithium, it's nothing, they're really nothing special in here. So they're packed in here pretty tight. You got your cord for your motor. This was plugged in here. Get that out of the way. You got just two 12-volt lead acid batteries, nothing special. Now I already did one, that's why the leads are cut. Now these, I didn't have any spades. If I did it again, I'd just take these off. They're soldered. You could just put a new spade on there instead of cutting them. I don't really have a problem cutting them and just crimping them again. So those are for that battery. So what you're gonna do is this battery is way too low to even charge. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut that, I'm gonna cut that, and this isn't just for a Razor scooter, this is really, if your battery's not just old and junk and that's why it won't charge, if it's because you left it on and you drained it so low that your charger won't recognize it, you can do this with about any battery. So we'll set that off to the side. Let's check this one. So it's only got 3.6 volts. So that's why the charger won't recognize that it's plugged in. So what I'm going to do is take this regular battery charger and just give it a jump start with this, and then I'll put it back together and we can plug it in, and then we'll be able to charge it with the regular Razor charger. So you plug that in. See, my battery doesn't even recognize it, or my charger doesn't even recognize it. I have power, but it's not charging because it doesn't even know it's plugged in to a battery. So what you do this at your own risk. I had an old feller at work show me this trick. It's probably not the safest thing in the world, but as long as you're somewhat careful, you'll probably be fine. So you're gonna jump it off this. So when you hook this up, this charger is gonna see this battery, which has 11 or 12 volts left. And then it's going to start charging, and then you unhook it. You just touch it. All you got to do is touch it and it'll start. So get that on there. Now I'm just going to clamp this on here real quick. Now my charger started charging. I take it off. That's it. Now it's charging my little battery. That's all you gotta do. It just needs to see that 12 volts to start, and once it starts, it'll keep going. So now you can check it and you can make sure it's charging if you want, if you don't trust it. There. 12. Now it bounces on and off, but 12 volts, it's charging. And this is kind of a slow charger, but so you let that be a while, let that build up, a couple hours, let it charge that up, and then you'll crimp these back together, both of them how they're supposed to be, back to the right leads, lay them back in the tray, route this around, plug it back in. Then you'll be able to get back to using your normal charging port because the voltage isn't so low.